all the questions were understandable, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and I'm not as excitable as some in a positive or negative way. And this is the reason why. Got a lot of football left to play. I was hoping our quarterback was going to be able to come back, but either way, we talked about as a staff this week, we talked about this morning and talked about after the game. Give ourselves a chance to win this game, and with all the stuff that's going on, we've won 3 out of 4. People outside our building can panic, fans can panic, alumni can panic. That's fine. We don't. We trust what we do. It's been very, very successful here. Not going to worry about the injuries. Whoever's injured, hey, we'll coach up the next guys and go out there and play. But we're sitting here going into the bye and winning 3 out of the last 4 games and playing some good football. Not perfect. A lot of things we can grow on and learn and do better. But the bottom line is we like the guys we have. We like what we're doing. We've been able to be successful 3 out of the last 4 games. Got a tough month ahead of us coming back after the bye, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We need to get rested and get off our feet. Usually when you have a late season bye, you are trying to find a way to rest your older guys and get some of your younger guys moving around and playing, and some of the guys that maybe aren't taking a lot of snaps. With us, we're playing most of our younger guys, so they need some rest too. So we're backing off practice. Usually we practice 3 times. We'll practice 2 times. Cut down both of those practices. We got to get as many guys healthy as possible for this last 4-game push of the season. On the game today, can't say enough about KJ Costello, him coming back. And it wasn't just throwing the football. 2-time senior, 2-time captain, senior leader, felt his energy, felt his passion, pushing guys, talking to them, giving us great feedback coming from the field. And right from this morning's walkthrough, we just felt it from him. And he was going to make it a go. Hoping he could make it through, and he did. But can't say enough about the juice that he gave us as a player and as a captain, leader for us. Up front, I thought we played well. We took another step. Difficult last week, came back and played better this week, and that's what you get from young guys. You're going to have learning moments. To have a 300-yard passer and a 100-yard rusher in Cameron Scarlett, and almost a 100-yard receiver in Simi Fahoko. It was 11 different guys caught passes. We won't talk about KJ's catch. But to spread the ball around, you saw KJ go from his number 1 receiver to his number 2 to his number 3, hit the check down 3 different times. Twice the check down was a running back, another time the check down was a receiver. And that's what you need from your experienced leader quarterback. Defensively, Khalil Tate's going to make a couple of plays. He's a difference maker. And a couple of long runs, 1 long touchdown. You chalk that one up. He's going to do it against anybody and everybody. After that, we made him run lateral. We did better job containing, better job staying coverage down the field, so we had nobody to throw it to. Got some big-time stops on defense. Coach Anderson and the guys got him ready, and the guys played really well. A lot of kudos to Paulson Adebo, who didn't start the season off the way that he wanted to. In the last 3 or 4 weeks has really played great football. And for him to come back and get challenged multiple times today, I don't worry about the pass interference calls. We want him to be aggressive. But after that, getting 2 interceptions in the second half, I gave him a game ball today, and that's what big-time corners do. You take too many chances on them, they're going to get in position, they're going to make plays. And he was big-time today. We needed that from him. Guys up front played hard. Linebackers played well. As a defense, we played extremely well. Can't say enough about Ryan Sanborn. Also, being able to do triple duty, kickoff, punt, and PAT field goal, and was outstanding today. Questions?
Coach, wondering, the offensive line has been battered and produced.
You noticed?
Yeah. And Drake is lonely on the sideline. To not allow any sacks, obviously KJ got hit pretty hard a couple of times, but your first impression of what they were able to do with KJ back there?
It's what I love about these guys. And Drew Dahlman's the leader in there. And Drew's played really good football all year. Really has. With different guys coming in and out, Drew's been our mainstay in there. And I said it last week, and I'll say it again. We're getting some of our best football at right tackle as well. Foster Sorrell's playing his best football of his career. So 2 older guys, they're just juniors, but 2 older guys that are playing great football. And our young guys, God bless them, they just go hard. They make mistakes, they come back and go hard, and they're never shy, they never back away. They take their coaching and try to get better. And for us to keep the quarterback clean for the most part, and have some nice running lanes. There's some big running lanes today. Tucker Fisk also played a great game as a point of attack run blocker. So the combination of our tight ends and our offensive line had a really good game today.
Coach, what did you think about the 2-quarterback system Arizona used today?
Well, been in that spot before, and it's difficult when you have an older guy that's had some injuries and kind of been back and forth a little bit and kind of had some uneven play, has been awesome at times and not great at times. We've got a young quarterback that's highly touted, that's extremely talented. That touchdown throw he made in the second half, I mean, that's an amazing throw. There was no hole there, and he put it in there. It was a great throw. That kid's got a huge upside. So to balance between a guy that's made a lot of plays for you and is obviously a big-time player and the future quarterback, that's a tough situation. But both guys went out there, and both guys played well. I think Khalil was over 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing. And the young kid came in and made some big-time throws. So I think they're doing the best with it. It keeps us off balance, honestly. It really does. Because before you call the next defense, you got to know who's playing quarterback, because you got to approach both guys differently. So it does present some challenges to us as well.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, KJ was healthy enough to play, but it's been 5 weeks since he played. Were you worried about rust? And if so, was it the 40-yarder to Simi, or was there a point where you realized that this was going to be an effective day for him?
Well, if the biggest issue for us was just pregame warm-up. If he could make it through pregame warm-up, he was going to play. If he couldn't, then he wouldn't. But we got over that hump this week in practice. Last week he tried to go, and he threw the ball extremely well on Monday night last week. And the next day he just couldn't throw it. He just couldn't do it. And this past week we tried to get past Monday. We got past Monday. We crossed our fingers for Tuesday, got past Tuesday, crossed our fingers for Wednesday. So it was kind of just one of those weeks. But every time he went out there, make no mistake about it, he's in pain. It's not easy. He's not 100%. But he could go out there and throw it. And he and I had a long conversation yesterday. And he said, Coach, I'm going to give it a shot. If I can get through pregame warm-up and grip the ball and throw it, I want to play. So we gave him that opportunity, and he went out there and played one of his better games of his career. Really, really proud of him.
Coach, were all the play action calls today something part of the game plan going in, or a response to something you saw from Arizona?
Well, different than last week. When you're running the ball, then the play action is great. And we were able to run the ball. And to be able to come back and fake the run and throw the ball down the field. And Simi made some plays, and Connor Weddington made some plays, and Kobe Parkinson made some plays in the play action game as well. So when we're able to run the ball, then those things are hard to defend.
Play calling and execution put the whole package together. How close was today's offensive performance to what this ideally should look like?
Very, very close. Very, very close. We had a couple of inefficient plays that set us back, and we had to punt. We got to second and long and third and long, which has kind of been our Achilles heel offensively this entire year. It only happened a couple times. But for the most part, this is what we want to look like. 100-yard rusher, bruising rusher. Got our 2 young backs in there, and both guys made some big-time plays. We'll continue to have those guys continue to grow. A bunch of different guys catching balls and making plays, because I think from the very beginning I've been excited about this core of receivers with our group of tight ends as well. Simi and Colby and Mike and Connor, Osiris, all these guys can make plays. And when we get the protection and we get the running game going, and the quarterback plays at the level that he's capable of, we can be tough to stop.
Coach, what did you see from Coach Anderson and the defensive players in the second half to hold Arizona 7?
We talked about a couple things at halftime. I tried to listen to what the defense is doing, not just talk to the offense, and really just subtle adjustments, just some subtle adjustments. What you saw in the second half was a lot of effort. You saw great effort. Malik recognizing the quarterback and turning and flipping his hips and going as fast as he can and tipping that ball away. Jonathan McGill, same thing. The play that we got beaten on earlier, quick slant in the slot, him jumping inside and knocking that ball away. Paulson and Debo, knowing that they're going to take some more shots on him staying in position and making 2 great plays. I saw that first interception coming all the way because he's gotten us on the offense doing that, where you run an out route, and if that ball's not thrown perfectly and not thrown extremely long time, if it's a split second late, his 3-step acceleration when the ball's in the air is as good as anybody in America. So him taking that first one and then staying on top of the second one, and we just believe he gets an opportunity to go for the ball, he's going to go get it. So it's a combination of just some subtle adjustments, but then guys making a decision to go out there and play really hard and not let the quarterback's ability to scramble hurt us. Trying to keep him outside the pocket. If he goes inside and then really collapses on him, but the bottom line is when that guy runs forward, you got to stay in front of him and make him choose a way. If you don't get in front of him, you're not going to catch him. He's going to run straight to the end zone.
Coach, you mentioned Ryan Sanborn's performance in handling everything this game. What growth have you seen from him from training camp onwards, and also in responding to stepping up for this challenge with Jet out of action?
Well, honestly, what I like about Ryan is the same thing I like about Jet Toner. There are a couple guys that emotionally, the 3 of us are kind of on the same wavelength. Jet went down last game. And Ryan, we said, okay, Ryan, you got to go. You got to handle the kickoffs and the PAT field goals. He says, okay. And he went out there and kicks the ball. He's got a strong leg. He's extremely talented. He's got the ability. He's one of those rare guys that has the ability to do all 3 and do them all at a high level, right? You see those kickoffs going out of the back of the end zone. You see the punts with great hang time and great location. All the field goals went through the uprights is all we care about. So he's got the ability to do that. We don't want him to do that at all times, but looks like the rest of the year he may have to handle that, and he's ready for it. He's been in really good condition. We're watching his pitch count, so to speak, make sure he doesn't kick the ball too much during the week. So Coach Almar's done a great job of really monitoring him to make sure we don't overkick him, so that when it comes crunch time, if he has to make a kick late in the game, kickoff, punt, or field goal, that he's still in condition to do that. So we're working a lot of technique with him without overdoing it during the week, so he's ready to go on game day.
At the goal line, Cameron laterals it to KJ. What's going through your mind at that point?
I don't know that I can sufficiently answer that question in mixed company. There was a play in the Minnesota Vikings way back when, Randy Moss did that. It was an instinctive thing that happened, and I understand why. But we will not be adding that to our offense, and it should not happen again.
You mentioned Simi a couple times. Is this kind of the breakout you've been expecting from him?
Yeah, it's happened a couple times this year. He's made some big-time plays against Washington, had a great game. But this has been coming since the first time we saw him his sophomore year in Utah in high school. The young man is tall, he's long, and he's got a sneaky stride to where you don't think he's running as fast as he is, but he ran a 4.3 for us in the spring for a guy that's 6'3.5", 6'4", whatever he is. If you play underneath, he's going to get over the top, and then when you're up on him, he's also got a big-time vertical, big-time basketball player. So much like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, he can go up and make those big-time catches too. So we got a single coverage down the field. We're going to take that advantage. You got a safety that cheats over to his side, like happened one other time. Then we go back to Colby. Colby made a couple big-time plays as well. And then just really excited about the way our quarterback played and giving all those guys opportunities to make plays. Spreading the ball around a bunch of guys making plays. That's when it's fun.
Coach, I think this is right that Austin Jones got a pretty good increase in snaps today. What did you see from the freshman?
Well, we've got 4 backs in a kind of a role for all 4 of those. Dorian Maddox went out, had to leave the game. So we had been planning anyway to get our 2 young freshmen, both of them, more opportunities. David Yankee was our honorary captain today, and he talked a lot about trust. He talked about earning trust, and that's what those two guys have done for us. We have two older running backs that do everything right, and these two young guys have been working really hard to earn the trust of the offensive line, to earn the trust of the quarterback, to earn the trust of the coaches, which is why you've seen both of their reps and their opportunities increase. And you can see both these guys have big playability. Twice, for each one of them actually, twice, they could have been tackled by the first guy, and the first guy didn't get him, the second guy didn't get him. So watch for, as we continue the season, for those two young guys to continue to get more opportunities. Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, I try to remove myself from how I feel this season. It's about playing football, playing good football. We've done a lot of it at Stanford and a lot of it in the 4 years I've been here. And, my job is to try and be a catalyst to get us to do so. I think we did that today. There's guys all over the field making plays. Still think there's a lot more out there. Seriously, we broke out. We did some things that we thought we can do for the past 8 months. So that's good. That feels good. But there's still a lot more out there in general, regardless of the situation where we stand. We have to get better.
How did it feel to finally get back out there on the field, take that first snap?
Yeah, it seems like it's been an eternity, man. For 3-4 weeks, standing on the sideline, guys going down left and right. So, being one of those guys as well, it doesn't feel good. It feels awful, especially when, you play this game because you want to do anything for your boys and you feel like you can only be a voice on the sideline. That's not what I signed up to do. So being able to go out there and play, smile at my brothers, offense, defense, special teams. That's why I came here to do that exactly.
When you're able to distribute the ball like you did, 11 different receivers, what can that do for the offensive execution?
We saw it a little bit at spring ball with all the 7-on-7 we ran. I think that, when I was playing, when our offense was playing our best football in the past 2 years, it was taking what the defense gives us. And it sounds super cliche, and it's very, very complex, to be honest, in terms of what coverages the defense is going to run and what answers they're giving me. But when you have 4 guys, including a tight end and a running back, that are all dangerous with the ball in their hands or can all make a guy miss, that makes my job a whole lot easier. And we've known that for quite some time now. But being able to run the ball helps big time. And then also being able to dink and dunk, go over the top, and kind of have a full complexion of an offense is what we want to do. And we saw a little bit of that in the first half, and I think there's definitely more in the second. But at the end of the day, the job's to win. So that's what we did.
The coach was talking about your juice. Do you feel that you were energized this season out there?
Oh, I could tell you one thing. I feel a whole lot different playing than not playing. It's for me. It's like everything. I'm out there. Haven't played in 4 weeks. I'll challenge myself to play that way in terms of not performance, in terms of energy for the rest of my career. I think I did that early on when I got here. I think I've done that most of the way. I think there's a couple times when, you feel you don't want to be pressing, but I think that's the expectation, it's the standard, and try and bring that every week.
Is there a point where you felt like you had not, after a living, you feel like, I've got it, feeling good, this is going to be a good day?
I haven't hit an inside go to Simi all year. Felt amazing. Fade to Sim in the boundary down there in the end zone. Up the seam to Simi. I hit it in practice. Didn't feel the best in practice, but I was playing, things I was planning on doing all week, whether I was playing or not, I was preparing to do so. And to see that come into fruition is exactly why you prepare and play. And so I think that it's a good feeling. I think the game slowed down for him today. We've all known what he can do. You know, he's done it in practice. I think officially the game slowed down for Semi, and now that's the bar. And we got to keep going, keep climbing.
The ball to Bryson Tremaine, I thought that was headed through the uprights when you let it go. Take us through that play as you remember it.
I mean, you know, not to give away my tells, but playing off the width of safety there, and you know, I threw that ball 5 times to Caden, you know, my boy, and then I threw it many times in high school. Haven't thrown it to this bunch of guys yet. And Bryson's perfectly built for that. You know, running on a linebacker back to the end zone, he makes plays like that all the time. I told him he's a guy, you know, and I want to see a lot more of that out of him going for the remainder of the season. Yeah, have a good one, guys.